Okay. Yeah. See, in the last class, I was trying to make you understand the architecture of IoT. That is the different layers of IoT. There are around 6 layers, right? 6 to 7 layers. And the first layer was your sensor layer. Here, what happened is the data collection was actually happening. Okay. The second layer we call it as processing and control action layer. Here the microcontroller the sensory data was fed into this microcontroller and the processing was done. Okay. We also saw what are the various operating system and kits used in IoT in this. All this comes under this layer only. Okay. Then this hardware interface layer. Here we learned certain standards like serial and parallel standards. I hope you remember all these things: RS-232, USB, SPI, CAN, I2C. Then we will move on to connecting these to another device. Okay, so next level. So that is like how to connect to a short range or a low range device. Okay, we learned certain keywords like NFC, RFID, Wi-Fi, BLE, LTE, Bluetooth, etc. Okay. Then next layer is messaging or session layer, where I gave you an example with the MQTT protocol, which posts your data into the cloud and gets a message from it. Okay, that is MQTT protocol, message queuing telemetry transport protocol. Okay. Next layer was user experience layer. Here we create this app. Okay, which will be user friendly to the actual customer. Okay, here this specifies your user interface. Last layer was your application layer, where the product that you are building comes out. This is where the exact application, the complete application comes to a shape. Yeah, did I start with enabling technologies? No, right?
No, sir.
Yeah,
No,
right.
sir.
Yeah, right. Any doubts so far in various layers? Hello.
No, sir.
Yeah, right. I'll go with enabling technologies, and we'll see bit of sensors today. Okay. What are the enabling technologies that pull your IoT devices? This first one is, as you are these are all certain keywords will be repeated. Okay. As you are familiar with first device, it may be a sensor. Second one is embedded systems, where we will be using certain boards, microcontroller boards, to fetch the data from the sensors. Then we have to do some data processing, which we call it as data analytics. Then we have to make it communicate to other devices also. So we will start using certain protocols. Then we store this into the cloud. Okay, these are some enabling technologies in your IoT. Exactly what we will be doing with this technologies is, first point is we have to acquire and sense the particular data from that particular device. Second one is analyzing and processing these data. Next one is taking some kind of a status action. Okay. Last one is provide, since the data is huge, you have to provide or ensure that security and privacy is maintained for that particular data. So these are the enabling technologies for your IoT infrastructure. Okay. Okay. So this is my overview about some sensors. See, for your home security system, you are using a camera, right? We call it as a sensor. Okay. Similarly, if you take any weather tracking system, we'll be using three kinds of sensors. One is temperature, second one is humidity, and third one is moisture sensor. When you want to test your vehicle, we'll be using sensors like speed sensor and tire pressure sensors. Okay. One example is ELM 327. This is like this gives various informations from your automobiles. We call it as ELM 327. Okay. Next is for analyzing the data from your buildings, you can use vibration sensors. There are various vibration sensors available in market. I'll let you know one by one. Okay, I'll give you an example also. Okay, this is my overview about your sensor. What is the purpose of sensor? Like that. Okay. Similarly, for water quality monitoring also, you can use various sensors like pH, turbidity sensor, chloride level detection sensors. Then for traffic signals, you can use a sensor called as PIR sensor. PIR is nothing but passive infrared sensor, okay, which detects the movement of a object in front of the sensor. So this and all is very interesting. This is just an overview, okay. So what are all the various sensors that might be there, okay. So to get more details into it, I have done this. See, I have used this common picture. You can Google it for this picture, right? See, for temperature sensor, we use a sensor like this. See here, this is, we call it as thermistor, okay. Then we have this IR sensor. See, IR sensor, I told you know, these IR sensor and all, it is used for measuring or calculating the object movement, okay. Whichever object is front of you, you can detect it using this IR sensor, okay. Then we have ultrasonic sensor, then gyroscope sensor, accelerometer sensor. See here, LDR, light sensor, okay, IR, that is infrared sensor. We have temperature sensor, varieties are there. Smoke sensor. See, if there is any smoke from your factory, you can use this sensor such that it alerts the particular user. Then we have any leakage from your LPG gas. We can use this sensor to detect the same. Again, PIR sensor. I told you no, these and all comes under same criteria. IR and PIR sensor. It is used for monitoring the movement of any object in front of us. This is used for coloring sensor. This is like RGB, right? Three colors are there now. We can code in such a way that it emits three different colors for three different inputs. Okay. Then we have this rain sensor. Okay, it is used to detect the arrival of your rain itself. Okay. Then we have the soil sensor to measure the quality of your soil so that you can start yielding your crop. Okay. Then we have this photo transistor. You might have learned in your electronic subject. Then we have this water flow sensor, which can be fixed into your water tap to analyze the data that passes through at various intervals in your pipe. Okay. Then you have this heartbeat sensor, which calculates your heartbeat. Then this sensor is mostly not liked by the male guys. Okay, so it detects the amount of quality of alcohol inside your body. Okay, so mostly these boy students don't like this sensor. So these are the varieties of sensors available in your market. So these are all this is the most frequently used sensor. So mostly you will try to learn all these sensors at the end of 5 units. No, you will get an idea about what is the purpose of gyroscope sensor, accelerometer sensor. So I have given a picture of it, pic of it. Okay. Yes, we'll see in detail one by one. As of now, any queries, guys?
So can you tell what gyroscope sensor does again?
Yeah, I will say. That's what. I will say everything in detail. Okay, one by one, we are going to see. Then, any more queries? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay, I will continue. So you will see one by one in detail. Okay, what is the purpose of it? See, the first sensor, there are around 12 sensors most frequently used in any IoT environment. The first kind of a sensor is pressure sensor. Okay. So what is the purpose of your pressure sensor is, it is used to measure the pressure inside your gas or your liquid. Okay. There are two kinds of pressure sensors available in this market. One is barometric pressure sensor. Second one is gas pressure sensor. Okay. This barometric sensor, what is the purpose of this is, it measures the changes in your atmospheric pressure. Okay, so this is the most usually device in your weather stations. Your second sensor is gas pressure sensor. This, as I told you earlier, it is used to check the pressure changes inside your oil, your energy, and your gases. Okay, so this is just an overview. Okay. See, if you take this, pressure sensor, you can Google it and check it out. Okay, so there are lots of sensors available in the market. I have listed two. So one is the long range wireless pressure sensor, which was developed by NCD. It is used for industrial purpose. Okay, I will share the this here this HTTP link also. I'll just open one for you so that you can. It's not going. Yeah, guys, is the screen visible? This new screen? Yeah.
No, sir, only the PPT is visible. PPT is visible.
Yeah, right. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I've given the link. If you want more details, you can go and Google it. See here. This is the NCD sensor. As I told you, this pressure sensor. They have given all the features here. Okay. It's not necessary to learn all these features while we'll be doing projects in the fifth module, right? At that time, you can learn the basic features. Okay. You need not know all these things. What is it? Okay. So this is the link here. Okay. They are given a brief introduction. What does it do? Okay. Where it can be exactly fit. What is its life? Similarly. Okay. Right. Yeah, there is this screen visible? This PPT. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another sensor which is most familiarly used in IoT projects is it's an E8PC sensor which is developed by Omron. Okay, I have given the link here. You can just use the same PPT. I'll reshare the screen. Okay. Can you see this? Yes. Yes, guys. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
see,
sir.
see here. This is called as E8PC sensor. They have given it clearly. You need not know much about this, but it just I have put the keywords here. Okay. See what they are saying here is it detects the signs of abnormalities in cooling water. Okay, and also here hydraulic oil. Okay, by simultaneously measuring these two things, one is pressure and temperature. So that is enough. Okay, you need not know how it is being done, how it's so if you are more interested into IoT or into the electronic side, you can get in deeper into it. As of now, you can just have a glance of it, that's all. Okay. Yeah, so I've given just a pic of that two sensors which are used for measuring your pressures, okay, and temperature. See here, I've put the text also. So this AE8PC sensor, what it does is it checks for abnormalities in your cooling water and also your oil by simultaneously measuring both the things, your pressure and temperature. See here, what it has done here. The normal level is 10.6. Okay, if the temperature is on the right, means it will give you a signal. See, it has from green, it has turned to orange. Okay, it has gone down. The temperature has reduced, means if the flow reduction of the oil or the water has gone down, now it will give you a red signal. Okay, this is how this E8PC sensor works. Okay, I think you got an idea, right? Yeah, guys, don't get much deeper
Yes,
into
sir.
it. Yeah, don't get much deeper into it. Okay, we are IS students, right? We need not get into technicality part of it. See here, so 10.6, they are calling it as a normal level. That it will be maintaining a green color for it, green light for it. So the temperature is rising, it will give you a alert by changing the color to orange. If the temperature is fully down or the flow reduction has come down from that pipe. This pipe, the flow reduction has come down means through this pipe. See here, this green signal will be converted to your red signal. Okay. So what is this threshold values? Here threshold values they have kept it as 8.7. So it should not get down to 8.7. Get below to 8.7. If it gets down now, it will alert the user. Okay, with a message. Okay, it will give you a signal. So this is how interesting is your sensor part. Okay. Shall I move to the next slide? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, right. This is the other sensor I told you, know, that NCD. Okay. So what is the purpose of this sensor is, it also samples the various data of pressure and temperature, and it transmits to another device like a receiver. Receiver can be anything. It may be a mobile phone or it can be a computer. Okay. So it measures different samples of your pressure and temperature data and sends it to a receiver. Okay. You know this much, that is enough. Okay. So let me go to the next sensor. Okay. So next sensor are light sensors. What is the purpose of your light sensors? Okay. See, it can be used heavily in your brightness control. Okay. Even it can be used in your security level, and you can use it for agriculture also. Okay. So these are the major fields that are where your light sensors plays a major role. One is security, another one is agriculture. In security, how it's being done? No? I told you, no, right? In security camera, morning the sunlight will be, you will have good brightness, and afternoon also good brightness. At evening it used to get dull. So it should be very proactive, and it should generate, it should adapt to those light settings. Okay. So that's how it's very importantly it plays a major role in security. What about agriculture? Agriculture means again same thing. It depends on sunlight. Okay. Now, what are all the other features of this light sensors is it tracks the changes in the light intensity. Okay, which is very useful for your weather monitoring. Okay, so this is a key feature of your light sensor. I have taken two examples here. The major subdivision of your light sensor is there are around 7 to 8 was there. I have taken only two here. Okay, the first subdivision or the first subdivision of your light sensor is surface sensor. Second one is ruggedized sensor. Okay, so what is the purpose of this? This is your surface sensor. This is your ruggedized sensor. This is how it looks. Okay, you can just Google it. I have taken it from the Google only. All these snapshots. Okay. So I have, this is your surface sensor. Where it is actually used is it is used in your ceilings. Okay, or your under desk. Okay, undergrounds you can use. What is the feature in this sensor is it is adapted with a USB interface, which makes it independent. Okay, it is not dependent on any other devices to operate. It operates by itself. Okay, so it's mostly it is fitted into your under desks and ceilings. Second sensor, second kind of a light sensor is ruggedized sensor, which is used in your parking structures or in wet locations and in your damp. Okay, where there is a requirement for sensor is there, you can go for this ruggedized sensor. Okay, so this and all is very interesting. Yeah, I have certain chat messages. Okay, right. I have taken some examples again from NCD. NCD, they are a good company which produces various sensors. One of the sensor they produce is the long range ambient light sensor. So what is the purpose of this? It contains a wireless transmitter which wakes up that particular device, and it then sends data and goes back to sleep after certain time period. Okay. So this is the advantage of this long range ambient light sensor, okay, which is developed by NCD. I repeat, it contains a wireless transmitter which wakes up this particular device and it sends data and goes back to sleep if during certain time intervals. Okay, when the power is off now, what does it do? It goes to sleep automatically. That is the advantage of this ambient light sensor. Okay. Okay, the next level of sensors are temperature and humidity sensors, which we'll be using in various projects. Okay, first one is temperature sensor. Okay, what is the purpose of this temperature sensor? It measures the amount of heat energy in a particular device or a source. Okay, and it looks for taking various temperature changes of that particular energy. Okay, or from that particular source. That is the main purpose of this temperature sensor. I repeat, it is used to measure the amount of heat energy in a particular source. Okay, and measure the changes that happens in the particular source. Second is humidity sensor. Okay, humidity sensor, it is used to measure the amount of water vapor in a particular gas. Okay, sorry, in a particular atmosphere of various gases. That is the main purpose of your humidity sensor. So this and all is new keywords to you. So I have made it in a bold format so that it will be easier while studying. Okay. So what is the role play of these two sensors? Where it can be used is you can use it for food safety
Weather
compliance.
forecasting.
Yeah, right. Very good. Good. The second application is cold chain monitoring. That is cold chain monitoring, where it can be used like maintaining of your blood samples. Right. You are collecting your blood samples, right? It will be put in a freezer. Okay, up to certain levels, you can up to certain dates you can keep it inside this freezer. But after that, if it gets rotten like thing, no, that we will be adding this humidity sensor or the temperature sensor, so that we get an alert message if the blood is maintained in a good condition. So this is cold chain monitoring. Okay. Next one is warehouse and inventory management. All this. Okay. Then, as I told you, previously, HVAC systems. There you can be using this temperature and your humidity sensor. This is your air conditioner systems. Okay, HVAC. Yeah, some examples for these two sensors. Okay, so one this also everything I have taken it from Google, and I have taken it. Okay, so this is my first sensor. We call it as Centrius RS1. It doesn't have a name here. LoRa enabled sensor. It is used to monitor the environmental data. This sensor. Okay. This kind of a sensor we'll be seeing it in a project. In any project we can see weather monitoring system and all will be used. We call it as DHT222302, which is used to measure various temperatures from a particular environment. That is temperature and humidity. Okay, so we call it as DH222302. This sensor, which measures both your temperature and humidity. Yeah, there was a question, right? So can you explain me what is gyroscopic and acceleration, right? This gyroscopy and acceleration sensor, okay, what is the purpose of this one is, it allows your smartphone to sense whether your phone is in upright position or in your landscape mode. Okay, where it is used, it is majorly used in your mobile game design. So this is the purpose of your gyroscopic and acceleration sensor. I will repeat. It allows your smartphone, your mobile phone, to sense whether your phone is in upright or in landscape mode. Okay, why should my phone be upright or in landscape mode, sir? Because these two features plays a major role in your mobile games. Okay, if you take any games like EA Sports and the PUBG you are playing, if you keep it in landscape mode, it will give a good view, right? So this is taken care by your gyroscopic and acceleration sensors. Okay, see, I have taken two examples here. The first one is KX series of sensors, which are developed by Kionix company. This sensor, we'll be using it in projects like ADXL. We call it as ADXL 335 accelerometer sensor. It is developed by Alanov Devices. Okay, this what it does, no, it measures the acceleration with a range of plus or minus 3 gravity. Okay, so it's enough we know up to this. We need not get much into it. Okay, if we are using for a project, we can know more about it. So next level of sensor is your proximity and motion sensors. Okay, this is for these sensors are mainly used for your vehicle movement. Okay, or an object movement. Okay, so what is the main purpose of this proximity and motion sensors is they are able to detect the presence of any nearby objects without any physical contact. See, you need not come nearby. Okay, we'll fix a range so that even if it is a fly or if it is a small dust, it will automatically be captured using this infrared rays. So this types of sensor uses infrared rays to capture a dust itself. Even a fly can be catched. Its movement, not it can be catched. Its movement can be recorded. Okay, that's what I meant to. Okay, this is the importance of your proximity and motion sensors. Next level of sensors are flow and gas sensors. Okay, as I told you, right, flow sensor, where you'll be fixing it, you can fix it in a petrol pipeline or a gas pipeline. You can fix this flow and gas sensors. What is the main purpose of this is to maintain the uniformity flow of this liquid or a particular gas. If there is any trouble in this particular movement, no, it will alert you, this flow sensor and gas sensor. Okay, another feature I found very interesting in gas sensor was using the sensor you can even check the things like air quality. Okay, that can also be done using this gas sensor. So I put this keyword here. Okay, this I told you, this flow sensor you can put it in pipe. Okay, that is liquid or a gas pipe, and you can gather various data. Okay, so we use technology called as MEMS. Okay, this MEMS, what it does, no, this contains a micro sensor which is used to measure the gas flow. Okay, so it uses a principle called as thermal measurement principle. So we don't get deeper into it. You just just make a note that it contains MEMS, that's all. Okay, which contains a micro sensor. Through that it works. Okay, then this is the first one is developed by Sensiran. Second one is developed by DIY and Modular Company. Okay, this is a sensor developed by DIY and Modular. Okay, next sensor is sound sensor. Yeah, am I audible, guys? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts so far? Because the time is going to end almost 10:45. Any doubts you have?
No, sir.
Yeah, right. Do you want more information, sir? This is fine, right? Hello.
This is fine, sir.
Yeah, right. Anushka, I think this is fine because we are not going to learn much. This is almost an electronics oriented subject. Okay, so we need not much get more deeper into this. Okay, so a basic definition: what is the